So picture this, walking into a brewery, and when they're asking for payment, instead of money, you give them cryptocurrency. And so beers, this new project, is what they're trying to do. They're trying to be the cryptocurrency in order to pay for beers. So they plan to do a bunch of interesting stuff, which we'll go over today. They plan to do a lot of partnerships with breweries. They're also doing a lot of great efforts in terms of helping breweries out that have been impacted by the COVID pandemic. So I think that's awesome. We're going to go over the tokenomics of this. We're going to go over the price. We're going to go over how to buy it. This is just like a really interesting project that I was, you know, uh, interested in just because I feel like I am passionate about beer. Sure. The fact that this project is so unique. So I wanted to talk about that with you guys today. As a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is an investing strategy. I'm not affiliated with Moonbeers. This was just a project I recently discovered and want to talk about with you guys today. So if you like this video and other videos, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps out. Remember, I do run a weekly contest for all my subscribers. More information on the description. But let's get on with the project because I definitely want to talk to you about Moonbeers. So let's go. Okay, so let's talk about Moonbeers. And their ticker name is money sign beers with an S. So that's awesome. I'm going to actually reload this website because they actually have this cool animation when you actually go there for the beginning and you could see like this planet and you could kind of like scroll through everything and then it just pops up. So definitely cool. They got some cool graphics and stuff on this page and definitely eye popping. So want to give them kudos for that. And so their website, if you want to learn more, is moonbeers.club. So again, they want you to feel like it's a community and having a .club is definitely doing that. So we're going to talk a little bit about what this project is, and then I'm going to walk through a couple of specific points. The first thing I wanted to do right off the bat was how you buy beers, because I think there was a couple of people out there that, weren't sure how to do it. So I'll just jump right into that now. So if you actually click this link, you could buy beers through PancakeSwap. So if you're buying through PancakeSwap, what you do is you'll hit this warning for everything, making sure that you are agreeing that this is the token that you're planning to buy. And like I said, the ticker, make sure the ticker is beers and make sure that the token address is on there. I always like to double check on BS scan. You could always grab the contract ID right here. Make sure you're buying it. You also get like some information on number of holders and the total supply available, which is 10 billion beers. So cool. And we'll go over the tokenomics specifically. But if you're on a web browser like Chrome, you'll first see, okay, BNB to beers. And that's what you want to do. But the first step you need to do before you can even swap is unlock your wallet or connect at the top, right? And this is where, and I think most people would use this, and this would be my recommendation if you're doing it through a browser, would be to use MetaMask. MetaMask is an easy Chrome extension that you download. You just search it, download MetaMask, set up your MetaMask. And when you click here, and click connect, it'll just prompt you to type in your password for MetaMask and you log in. And yeah, that's how you would do it. And then make sure that to load it up with BNB. And once you have BNB, it'll automatically tell you how much BNB, like if you put a specific amount of BNB, it'll tell you how much beers you get for that amount. And then you click swap. And if you're having issues with that, there might be an error. You might have to adjust the slippage on that, which is this button right here. But yeah, it should be pretty easy. That's how to do it through a browser. If you're doing it through like a mobile device, I recommend Trust Wallet. The same process, but you click the decentralized apps in the bottom navigation, then search for PancakeSwap. Once you go PancakeSwap, you'll have a UI just like this. You're already in Trust Wallet, so you don't need to connect. And you do the same thing, swap BNB for beers. So fairly easy, but let me know in the comments if you guys have any issues with that and I could help if needed. So let's go over what this project is about. I think the biggest thing is obviously they want to be the first beer-based cryptocurrency where you could buy beer with this cryptocurrency. So fairly straightforward, but the idea is they need to work with breweries. And there's actually a portion on this website, hopefully I'm clicking this right, that you can, sorry, I'm just clicking around now, where you could actually, if you're a brewery, you could click here and click brewery application. And it takes you an application if you're a brewery, only go there if you own a brewery. And you could apply to work with beers, and they just have some information on there about your brewery, etc. And that's what they're trying to do. They have a huge portion of their time is allocated to working with these breweries to make sure that these partnerships. So obviously, once they become partners and they start accepting beers as a form of payment, then anytime you visit that or work with them or possibly buy their beers online, that you can use beers. And I think that's a great concept. And I think like any way you can um, ch- have a utility like that where you're an actual currency trying to buy a physical good, and lots of people in the world buy beer, so it's a huge market, and I think it's definitely interesting. One thing that I did mention before, which I think is good, is that, and people don't think about this, but there's a lot of companies out there that have been affected. I mean, of course, people think about it, but companies, small like breweries, for example, that wouldn't be the first thing you think of on top of your head that's impacted. But it's obviously a social environment, and obviously lots of restrictions over the past year and more. So they want to help for 5% of every Moonbears transaction will be donated to breweries and marketing. So I think it's good. Like a lot of small businesses are impacted by COVID. They want to make sure that these breweries stay up and running, and it's important. Like it's an important cause. There's people whose jobs rely on these breweries. So I think it's a noble thing. The people behind this are obviously very passionate, and they want to make sure that you know when we all return to normal, that those breweries we all know and love are still there. So the roadmap, they're working on donation partnerships, spending beers for beer, Moonbeer Brewery, a Moonbeer brewery owned by the community. So I think that's awesome. They're like, obviously this goal is sometime later this year, and it's very ambitious, but that's good. Like that makes sense. Like having their own brewery where they accept that form of payment, I think is like a totally realistic thing. Wherever the location is going to be, I think is up in the air, but I think that's awesome. That's an idea, and I think that's something that people get behind, feeling that they own part of this brewery if they invest in this project. The brewery partnerships I talked about. So let's talk about the tokenomics in this. 3% passive beer money, money earned on every transaction. So they have a rewarding system just for holding beer. So I think that's good because you don't have to worry too much about the price, and we'll go over the price in a second. But the idea that the more you hold, the longer you hold, and you're with this project for a long time, you're going to constantly be rewarded with more beers. And that's always a good thing. 5% donations to marketing, we talked about, and then 2% manually injected into the liquidity pool. Cool. They talked about their team and then how their docs, etc. This is actually the founder, Colin. I think he went to space one time, which is awesome. And then this is Jeremy, their marketing lead. He as well went there. And they also have a unicorn, which is a tech lead. But you can learn more about it. Obviously, they are obviously very lighthearted and things like that, but definitely experienced in what they're doing. And I think they are a pretty solid team for everything going on. So let's go over the white paper, the light paper. They talk a little bit about all things that we mentioned, what their goals are. They talk about tokenomics and kind of what they're doing with marketing. I think the biggest things is working with local breweries, and they're just building up their communities, which I think is an awesome thing. Again, I think it's a great concept. They have an awesome logo, and I'm very excited about this project. So let's look at, so this is the application. I'm not going to click and go through all of it, but this is if you're a brewery, you go through this, and I think it's good. Like I think they're trying to garner up interest. Like if I was a brewery, I would at least have my interest piqued by this project and follow it and see where it's going, because that's very unique and it's the only one that's doing it. So let's go to the current price, because that's important. So we're on Bogged Finance, and here we go. I was wondering why it looks so. So there you go. So again, a fairly new project. This has only been live for a couple of days. It looks like 3 or 4 days ago. They already have $1.4 million market cap, which I think is awesome. I think they made a lot of progress and a lot of hype. I mean, it's pretty easy to get people excited about beers and at least interested in your project. And again, I think this is actually like a good steady climb. I think you see with most early projects, you see that huge parabolic climb to the top and then a swift down while everyone starts selling. But I think this is like a nice healthy growth. Obviously, there was some selling. Also, it's hard to tell because a lot of cryptos have been impacted across the board, and this is included. And I think they pretty steadily over the last couple day or so. And I do think it's also a good opportunity to get in because of the whole fact that still early on, still lots of partnerships, lots of breweries. I think they're going to make a lot of good announcements moving forward. I don't know what happened to my chart, but it's okay. Like I was saying, I think that there is a lot of opportunity to jump in on an early project if you're passionate about what they're doing. Check out their site at moonbeers.club. Again, it's .club, so if you want to if you're used to doing .finance, etc., it's good that they're trying to do stuff different. And yeah, just learn more about this project. I think it's exciting. I think they have a lot of, I don't think there's any other breweries out, any other companies that are trying to work with breweries. And if I was a brewery, I'd be like, okay, I'd at least hear what they'd have to say and learn about cryptocurrency and learn about their project. And I think anytime you try to the barrier to buy beer or add a way to buy beer that makes it easier for people, I think is a good thing. So let me know in the comments if you uh, own beers, plan to own beers, like beer in general. Hopefully you're the right age. But yeah, just let me know in the comments everything you think about this project. I think it's exciting. I'm gonna keep following it, see what they do, and I want them to see like some announcements about some of the breweries that they've worked with. And yeah, I think it's awesome, and I will keep you guys updated. They also have daily updates on their Twitter account, which I think is awesome. And yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think of this. Um, and I will talk to you guys next time. Let me know if there's other altcoins you guys want me to cover that are beer related. But thanks everyone for watching. Catch you guys next time.